Hey guys, what's going on? It's Kerry here, bringing you some F1 2014 gameplay. And I've got to wonder, I mean, how much gameplay am I actually going to put on to this channel over the course of this game's life? And to be honest, I'm thinking not many. I'm afraid to say, really, not the most fun couple of days I've had playing this game. I mean, I got the game yesterday. I pre-ordered it yesterday. I pre-ordered it and got it yesterday, I should say. Release day is today. I've just finished a social race as well, and yeah, it's just not feeling fantastic at all in any way. So let's see what we can do. We're going to do a 100% race here at Silverstone, 71% chance of rain. We're in Jenson Button's McLaren, and the wonder of the PC community is that skins have already come out. So I've got a proper skin on the Williams, and I've got Jenson Button's pink helmet, which he seems to have carried for a lot of races now. Seems to be a permanent fixture. And hopefully the cars are actually looking a little better as well on the PC, although looking at the two Mercs there, not great, too shiny, but hey, at least you can see the graphics on the car. And there's the pink helmet. Pink helmet looks so high resolution, it's unreal. It makes the rest of the game look terrible. But hey, you know, these aren't people getting paid at all to make these helmets, and they're doing a better job. As we lights out now, I'm using a controller, and all you have to do is floor it and you'll get a great start. Which, to be fair, you know, in single player races is a bad time, because it's been 4 years now with the AI just constantly tanking you at the start, and now we're in the slowest traffic jam in history. This is just painful, but once it all spreads out, it'll be fine. Running no setup in this race, it's just default, so it's just a case of how far can we get off the grid on Legend AI. The Yankees holding everyone up. And that was easy, around the outside. So once the AI starts to spread out, I'm sure the race will be a little bit better. But we're up to 12th already on Legend AI, so good start. And I don't know why I picked Silverstone actually, considering the pad handling is so bad, and that's kind of what I wanted to use this video to do as well, just to have a rant about how they could possibly make things worse on this game compared to F1 2013. And yeah, I mean, if you guys seen the one and only video I posted so far, which is a lap of Bahrain, you might notice my description ranting a little bit about the handling of the pad, and just how in every department the game seems to have taken a clear step backwards, as Maldonado just backs up completely there and we make a great pass. British crowd goes wild, but yeah, it's just not feeling great. I watched AOR Fissy's videos, Fissy Fan 91. I watched his videos when he got a preview build, and I thought this actually doesn't look too bad. The car handling seems to have taken a step forward. There's a lot of wheel spin going on, and a lot of, you know, moments where the car breaks traction. And I thought, great, looking forward to this. And within 4 laps of practicing, or not even practicing, just 4 laps driving the game, I could tell already that there's just far too much grip. But if you've got a pad, you have a sizable advantage in the slow speed corners, and it's just not fun. You can just floor it, it's like you've got built-in traction control. However, my one gripe, and I'm sure you'll probably discover this as the race goes on, is that in corners that seem to be higher than 4th gear, the steering sensitivity just dies. It's non-existent, and I'm practically having to turn into the corner half a second beforehand, and then the wheel will respond. So the handling is a big step backwards from 2013. So-called refined pad handling there has it's actually made it worse, and to be honest, there's such an advantage in the wet compared to wheel users with the amount of traction going on. I'm just flooring it here. You've not seen one oversteer moment from me yet in this race. I'm on heavy fuel for Christ's sake. Although I can't do that corner flat because I won't be able to turn into the corner because I'm going too fast. I go around the outside? Yep, I can. Still too easy on Legend, to be honest. I don't think the AI are particularly great at Silverstone, but... But where was I? I mean, pad handling. Ultra depressing. And for the wheel users, it's the complete opposite. They're great through high speed turns, but terrible with a low speed. And apparently that's Codemasters' way of balancing things. And it's just a cop out, really. I paid full price for this game on 2 platforms, so I mean, I've been mugged, quite frankly. I feel like I've been mugged as well. But I've just done a social race at Austria, which is a reasonable mix of slow speed and high speed corners. And I literally want to die. It was just no enjoyment whatsoever. There was a few wheel-to-wheel scraps, but it just wasn't the same. Wasn't the same as last year. And I thought I couldn't even... to be honest, for the record, I'm going to go on record. F1 2013 is the best game that Codemasters made. Once it got patched, and there wasn't the ghost car issue and everything like that, the game ran fine. There were no punctures like in previous games. There was... Granted, the pit stops were a bit tetchy sometimes, but nowhere near to the extent of F1 2010, for example, with the 14-year pit bug. Connectivity was pretty bad, but I'm sure, you know, it was better than previous games. And yeah, I just enjoyed it so much so that I completed the full season of League Racing, which was quite incredible, quite a remarkable achievement. I've never raced in a league where enthusiasm was lasted the entire season. Carving my way through the field at the moment. Fastest lap of the race, well, that says it all, doesn't it, really? I think the worrying thing for me personally, you know, I could go to a league this season, but I'd be so far off the pace because it's not natural for me to just go into a hairpin and immediately floor it mid-corner and get no oversteer. I was just in my league race, my social race rather, with the racing league, and in Austria, the turn 2 hairpin, I was just trying to correct the oversteer, anticipating the oversteer, and I ended up turning out the corner a lot of the time and running off the road. because the car just would not react, firstly, to the oversteer, and secondly, because there was no oversteer, and it's just not natural. I've drove plenty of other games before where if you floor it, you know, in a slow speed corner, you're going to get a massive amount of opposite lock. Well, you're going to need a lot of opposite lock to correct the slide that will result. I'm getting nothing like that. See, just out of there, just a second ago, that second gear corner, just floored it, no oversteer. I'm stunned that they've managed to dumb it down this much. Makes you wonder what the next gen version will be like. It really does. Purple again. We're going to keep pushing. On -1 lap of fuel. At least you have to do some kind of fuel saving tactics like the real world F1. At least they've done something. Currently matching race pace. I am the race pace. See, I'm just half throttling it through some of them corners and I can just floor it with no problem whatsoever. Basically, if you oversteer on this game, you've done something very wrong. It's amazing, because people will look at this video and think I'm using assist, but I'm not. I'm really not. And what's this thing with these tyres getting cold all the time? The indicator's coming up telling me the right hand side of the car was... right hand tyres were cold there. I'm going through Silverstone where you put so much load through the tyres. Surely they'd be warm all the time, no problem. Apparently not. I've got to be careful with the slow braking AI now. Because even though they're on Legend, they're still terribly slow in the braking zone. Exhibit A. On the curb, no problems. Exhibit B. I think the only plus point is that I've actually managed to do 8 laps in a row without completely rage quitting yet. Really struggled through Maggots and Beckett's there. If you're not carrying, there's like a maximum speed, and as soon as you hit maximum speed, the sensitivity just implodes. It's non-existent. Look how much lock I can put in these slow speed corners, but then we'll go up to the next corner in a second. Go up to turn 1 right now. Speed's building all the time. 7th gear. Having to turn so early that I end up cutting that corner. Having a lift as well to try and scrub the speed off. That should be easy. We can do the same trick? Of course we can, because they're stuck to one line and have no awareness of racecraft. Next up, the fastest car in the game. Man, these gear ratios are absolutely awful, aren't they? Got the job done easy. So I mean, some of you may be looking at these videos as a kind of way of weighing up whether you should get this game or not. And it very much depends, A, how much you value your life, and B, if you can actually afford to waste money on what is essentially a worse version of F1 2013. And I mean, if you've got money to blow, then, you know, go for it. You'll get a couple of hours of enjoyment out of it before you want to slit your wrists and wish you never played the game in the first place. The rear tyres are cold, which is incredible considering I just floor it out of the low speed corners. Don't forget, this is with default setups as well. And the McLaren, which should be a midfield runner, is up there at the moment. Granted, Vettel has been setting past his laps, which is incredible. Red Bull is leading, beating both Mercedes by some distance. Oh, never mind. He's not the fastest car on the circuit anymore. We could have a decent race for the lead in terms of lap times. Just a shame that if I ever catch up, I'm going to mug him immediately. I guess this is the only challenge in the game at the moment then. But then if I put more laps in and improve as a driver and get used to this model, handling model a bit more, it'll probably be so easy. It's easy. It really is the most dumbed down F1 handling model I've played. And a rain in 15 could be interesting. The tyre wear is actually really good. I'm keeping the tyres cool enough that they're not wearing, really. Wonder how much of an advantage that gives me. I'm keen to see how the wet weather is actually. We set another fastest lap and the pace just drops again. I mean, the only use I've got for this game at the moment, I really don't think I'll be league racing. Really don't after the social race I've had today. So I guess the only use I've got is co-op with Fissy, who's got a wheel, which, you know, could be very hit and miss, and it's going to probably be the main talking point of our entire season. Or career mode. And I don't think I can put myself through the pain of it. Although, I need to get my money's worth somewhere. I think career mode would be decent, to be honest. Still going faster. I mean, driving the Jensen Button around here brings back some memories of this season, actually, when I went to Silverstone. And the race, obviously won by Lewis Hamilton, to the delight of the adoring fans. And the one regret is Button not getting that podium on that day. He had a mega opening lap, got up to a high position and was just up there all race, and just missed out on the podium. I think Alonso caught him, I can't remember. He lost the podium somehow though, and it was a great shame. And in what could be his last F1 season as well, the fact he still hasn't got that Silverstone podium is going to be a big regret, I think, for him and the fans as well. I think it would be a shame if McLaren dropped Button, but it wouldn't be the first mistake they've made in the past couple of years. But Magnussen obviously won for the future. I mean, I like him, he's a nice enough guy. I mean, if he's not at he's at qualifying Button a lot, but he's not doing enough of the race at the moment. I'm sure that will come with experience though, and that's probably what's going to cost Button, the fact that he's getting by now, unfortunately. I hope he stays for one more season at least. Helps Honda progress with their engine, and also see how he fares against Alonso. Both at the same, relatively same age. Meanwhile, here we go. Button going to pass Hamilton, or not? I think we are. Say the handling feels a touch different on the PC. I was expecting a lot of understeer for the high speed turns like I am getting on the 360 version, but McLaren feels pretty good, to be honest. So we've gone from the back of the grid to second in 14 laps. Tyres look pretty decent still. Vettel so far up the road though. Which is amazing. Oh, starting to rain. That was the fastest 10 minutes I've ever heard in my life. Engineer only called the rain 1 lap ago. Now we're going to find out how much difference. You know the worst thing here? If the AI pit on normal schedule, which is in approximately 1 lap's time, I'm going to end up first there. If that happens, I'm quitting. I'm stopping this race and quitting. I don't think I've actually finished 1 race yet so far. I've actually just got frustrated and quit. Right, this is the test then. If I end up a pit stop clear in this phase, I'm stopping the game and just posting these laps online as they are, uncut, me just rambling on about nothing, just grumbling like an old man, wishing for better days, reminiscing about the old ones. Box this lap, shall I? No. Well, Vettel's pitted. Vettel sets fastest lap because the speed limit hasn't been changed. Light rain in 5 minutes, so I need to hang on for 5 minutes, do I? Yeah, this is the one saving grace. This is the one saving grace Codemasters need to be good on, and that's a single player experience. The AI are fast, but it counts for nothing if they're stupid and don't react to the conditions appropriately. Because I mean, let's face it, I'm not going to spend much time online. The carp season won't be played out often, I don't think. My only chance of enjoying this game is single player. It's been raining for ages and the conditions, the grip levels haven't changed yet. All the lap times have dropped off a little bit. I wonder, is the track changing? Maybe for me, not for Vettel. He just pulled 4 temps in me in one sector. Now imagine keeping the tyres warm in these conditions. Probably play a lot more of a role this year, which is a good thing. Keep the tyres warm and you got the grip still. No way! Engineers haven't changed one bit. Starting to see light rain. What gave you that idea, Brainiac? Oh, and they've slowed down in the worst possible place. Yep, well done. Gutierrez, you sponge. Still keeping the tyres in temperature. Oh, now I'm losing the grip. No, it's a huge change in grip conditions there. Rear tyres are going again. Cold, I mean, not worn out. I was on nearly half race distance on one set of tyres. It's just starting to rain. It's nearly been 10 laps now. This is getting silly.
Vettel is 5 seconds behind you. 5 seconds.
Still no oversteer. Wheel spinning like mad, but no slides or anything. It kind of sums up the experience on the pad, really. You're very lucky if you get oversteer. You should be grateful. This isn't fun. It's like there's a blown diffuser on the car. Like 24/7. I swear the rain's getting heavier, but the grip just hasn't. I mean, the amount of rain that's fallen on the screen in the past 10-15 minutes alone is enough to put puddles on the circuit, surely. One thing to change in next year's game, definitely. Please.
Your rear tyres look a little cold. Try to warm them up.
Losing it, but not already.
Vettel is 5 seconds behind you. 5 seconds.
Oh, AI's in. We follow him in. We risk it.
Intermediate tyres confirmed.
Inters. Oh, pause it. No one appears to have put... No, the Sauber have actually put slicks on.
Remember to stay inside the white line. Or
Incredible.
okay, let's warm the tyres before you start to push again.
I think it's the right time to change over anyway. Look at these guys all struggling and letting me through. in the pits now. Into the tyres to be on there. Gutierrez ruined his pit stop last lap. And that sums up the AI, doesn't it, really?
There are quite a few cars in the pits right now. Watch out for cars exiting the pits.
And we're going to lap my teammate. We're only halfway through the race. Slows down in the worst possible place. Man. And we've pulled the gap out to Vettel once again, and now we're on the same tyre. We're on the same pit strategy, and I'm seemingly headed for victory. And we're only halfway through the race on Legend AI with all assists off in a McLaren. Oh, it's taken nearly 12 laps. The screen finally gets wet after raining. It started raining on lap 14 and 15. Forgot which lap. And it's now raining on the screen. Great transition from wet to dry, or dry to wet even. Not. And we're just pulling away from Vettel, and this is immediately going to become so boring. If you're still even watching this video, I applaud you immensely, because even my brain's just switched off. I'm playing this game subconsciously now. Kind of in the rhythm, just doing the lap times, doing what I need to do to get to the end of this race without rage quitting. That's the challenge now. Just the amount of gripping. Wet weather is phenomenal. I mean, in the dry, it's, you know, bad enough, but in the wet, it's just insane. I wonder how someone like Fissy would fare if he did this race in identical circumstances. Not to say that he's bad, he is, lol. But the fact that the wheel users have a completely different handling model to this. Well, it's gone back to dry, so rear tyres are already getting warm. I've not even done anything yet. So I should warm up before I even get out there.
You rejoin the track. You have no more scheduled pit stops, so look after your tyres.
Of course, don't need to run the pro tyre, then I run the wet tyre. And I'm out in first already, so I've already got a pit stop in ahead of Vettel.
Recommend you switch over to intermediates next time you pit. The current tyre you're running on
Oh,
is struggling
it's a
to
bit,
grip and needs to
bit
be-
damp. Magnussen doesn't want to pass me on inters. Or he does now. He doesn't. Make your mind up. Oh, it's coming to me. But it's definitely, I've gone just a touch early. Won't drive through this bit though. I just can't turn the damn thing.
You have a 2-second gap to the car behind. We need to keep it clean so he doesn't get a chance to overtake.
I imagine this series of corners is going to be quite damp still. It's wet. Last time I went through this bit. Yes, oversteer. Oh, everyone's all pitting though for slicks. So it's the right call then. Oh, bone dry now. The parts are wet, parts are dry. This is fun. This will last roughly a lap. Just going to check to see if Vettel. They went on inters again. Well, we come up to the line in what has been a very depressing experience. We don't even set fastest lap of the year, but it doesn't matter. We went from last to first, and it was over. We're about lap 20 onwards. Oh, but it's okay because I got 2 achievements.
The whole team's ecstatic. Great driving.
If you guys enjoyed that, and that was your idea of fun, so watch this video. Stick around. There might be some more F1 content in the near future. But, yeah, very disappointing. I've been ripped off big time. I've bought the 360 version and the PC version. I think I need to set a charity up now. I'm in debt. Seriously, if you'd like to donate, just £1 to make a big contribution to my life. You can send that by PayPal, or put it in an envelope and post it. Because I need it. I seriously feel like I've been punched in the stomach. And it's only release day. I wonder how long it will be until F1 2015. And it's inevitable that it will be delayed as well, I'm sure. We'll get some news that it will be delayed. And it will be at probably around the same time as this year's game. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, we've got to put up with this now for the near future. So, fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that anyway. I hope you guys enjoyed the helmet design, because Codemasters didn't bother putting it in the game, but our community members did. Man, the overalls look so bad compared to the helmet. The helmet looks so good. Anyway, funny Codemasters actually put the effort in.